Hello viewers, and welcome to yet another episode of the Information Galore program. This is an online program where we break down information in relation to science, politics, business, and fashion in a way that is friendly to the audience. I am your host, Joanne Mwale. In our political episode today, we look at women and power. But first, let's have the news headlines. In our news today, the free secondary education program is underway after the government disbursed 29.5 billion shillings to schools countrywide to cater for the program. Mrs. Edith Nyanze is the new Wiper candidate for the Kitui West parliamentary election. And in matters women and power, did you know that women earn more bachelor's, master's and doctoral degrees than men in the United States? Well, these and more stories are what we are preparing for you at the top of the hour. Lately, women have taken up powerful positions in this country. This episode seeks to expound on the man's perspective on women and power. Our political reporter Hebrews Rono has compiled the following report.
Do women make good leaders? From 1990 to date, the number of women in leadership positions has increased tremendously. Join me, Hebrews Rono, as we get to know more. We sought for your views on this issue, and this is what we gathered.
Despite all the years of women empowerment, I'm still yet to see the impact on the community and in the country and all that, because it's a selfish agenda. You know, women get empowered, then all they want to do is to stay empowered on their own, and they don't want to make impact or change anything in the society.
So are you saying women are not useful for the society?
They are useful for the society. Yeah.
I think they can be leaders, because I've seen a couple of women who've been leaders and they know how to play their parts. But sometimes I think they can get carried away by the emotions and, you know, maybe thinking they being the only one, yeah. You know, I'm the boss, you know, because they think, because you know, most leaders are men, so as a woman they think they've really achieved by becoming the boss.
In my opinion, I think some of the women we have make good leaders, but in my opinion, a good leader does not depend on the gender. It depends on the person themselves and the principles and how can I say, how they do their work, how they perform. Yeah, not really the gender. I think leaders are made, not really born. So you cannot say that a woman can make or a man can make a good leader. It depends on their upbringing and how they were molded.
When you look at the so many institutions that we have, the parastatals, they are headed by women. And those women actually have improved the state of those parastatals. Especially, I recently was in an institution around Nairobi, and the institution was headed by a woman, and that woman has actually helped.
Kenya is on the journey of trying to achieve the 2/3 gender rule. The 3 female governors we have are part of the achievement, but we still have a long way to go. We spoke to Mrs. Sylvia Morioki, a Peace and International Relations lecturer at Daystar University, and this is what she had to say.
This will only depend on a few things. First, overcoming the cultural barriers. That this traditional view, really, that women maybe are not meant to be leaders and women cannot lead, really is a misperception, as it has been proved by women who have really gotten into power. Globally, world over, this has really proven that women can make very good leaders. The second one is that women also have really to change their perceptions. They have to come out and support their own. It is through this support sister, that we will be able really to go there. This does not mean really that we are discriminating or we will be discriminating against the other gender, no. It is about women believing in themselves, coming out, offering themselves for these positions, and women themselves supporting fellow women so that we can really be able to propel women into these positions in government.
Besides awarding cabinet positions to women, society should also embrace female leaders. As we champion for female leadership, let's also not forget the male gender. How do men feel? Is the boy child under siege? We spoke to Reverend Ken Aringo of the Anglican Church of Kenya, Nairobi Diocese, and these are his sentiments.
First of all, I must say that there is a general narrative about the gender at war with one another. I want to say categorically that what you see currently, especially in our political setup in Kenya, and I would care to say even across Africa, we celebrate a lot when we hear a woman in leadership, which is because we come from a past whereby the woman or the girl child did not have a space, even a forum to express her leadership skills. Many times my fear is that if we go on with that trajectory, whereby we propel the girl child from the past of oppression and being looked down upon, we'll reach a point whereby the boy child now feels no one cares about him. And from my experience as a minister, there are many times I interview with young girls and they are looking for scholarships, and the confidence with which I see girls express themselves today, their willingness to try anything, because there's a general goodwill of the public that when a girl child makes it, then something good is happening. We need to expend the same energy to encourage the boy child.
Leadership does not depend on gender. It depends on the ability to serve the society. Reporting for Information Galore, my name is Hebrews Rono.
Hello viewers, and welcome to our interview segment. On the bench today we have the Daystar University Students Body Vice Chairperson, Ms. Deborah Wangoye, and she's here to expound on women in power. Welcome, Debbie.
Thank you for having me.
To start us off, what made you vie for the Dusa Vice Presidency?
Well, I didn't want to vie for this actually. It was my friend who told me I should vie, because I was a schoolback leader, so they said, Debbie, I think you do well as a vice president. And I thought about it, and then I had to ask more people, and then yeah, I chose to vie because of their opinion, not even my own opinion.
So, on that note, do you feel that people voted for you, maybe fellow students voted for you because you are a good leader or because of what you're standing for, or they voted for you because you are a woman, like they wanted a female vice president?
Okay, number one, yes, they wanted a female vice president because, not to say my counterpart didn't do well, it's just the former Dusa leader of 2016, is it 2016 or 2015? She did well, so people thought that also another female vice president would do well. Also, the constitution mandates that if the president is male, then the vice president should be of the opposite gender. So also because of that.
And what about like your principles, what you stood for, maybe your manifesto, did it contribute to people voting for you?
Yes, I believe so, because my manifesto had a lot to do with the poor relationship between the students and the lecturers of the department. And how a lot of things were getting done. Like a student can complain about grades, but it can take 2 months for that situation to be handled. It can take a week. So, also because of the manifesto, I believe so.
And what about the challenges? For example, let's say you are a female vice president, you are a student as well. What challenges do you face maybe as you try to carry on your duties?
The challenge was, let me say the job challenge. The challenge of being a deputy president was, it's so much work. The reason why people come to school is the academics. So you find the grievances or the issues are more than they say. It's finance, it's registration, it's grades, it's lecturers, it's treatment, it's academic disciplinary, it's not knowing how to read, so they have a 1.9 GPA. And in terms of being a deputy president as a woman, I think the challenge is always the perpetual woman. So most of the departments who have a manager who's male will look at you like, I don't think you're able to handle this. Or they'll just sideline you and think only of the president, but not of you.
Do you feel you deliver, for example, let's say to the students' expectations?
I think so. I wish they could do an evaluation of me, then I would know. But think of it in terms of the manifesto I have, because all the things I listed in my manifesto I have achieved. Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay. And what about your general views on female leadership in Kenya? Like, do you see a woman maybe ruling this country one day?
Yes, but another issue would be tribe. But for a woman to lead this country, it's possible because we do have African presidents who are women. So I think we can easily adapt to that as African. But as Kenyans and in terms of tribe, I don't know, that would be very difficult. Because the woman would have to be of a certain tribe first before other tribes can come here. And it will be very challenging.
Thank you so much, Betty, for your time.
Thank you.
It's been good hosting you here.
Thank you.
We have been speaking to the Daystar University Students Body Vice President, Ms. Deborah Wangoi. Coming up after the break is our Citizen Report.
Are you a writer having troubles in finding the right producer for your play? Do you spend most of your time searching and searching? And are you a producer? Wondering where in the world will I find a talented writer to execute my vision? Well, you can search no more. Feel.This Pictures is here to help. A platform for both producers and writers to link up. I said to link up. Just go Google page and type Feel.This Pictures to confirm your email and explore your mind's wildest dreams. Go now, go now, go now.
Hi, my name is Fatma and I'm chilling here at the reception with my friend Rita. Hi Rita.
Hi.
So how was the day?
My day was hectic. Like, I went to this macro, the Daystar macro, to finish up my project, which is due, I guess, Monday.
On Monday?
Yeah, it's due Monday. And I'm telling you, like, the macro is so full. You guys, like, I haven't even started my own work. I'm at the reception waiting for at least for some people to finish their work so that they can use theirs.
So what do you think about maybe buying your own MacBook? It will make work easier for you?
I thought of the same. What do you think? It's cheap, right?
It's cheap, but it goes for like 150 Gs.
And maybe I can do my editing from my bed.
Exactly, yeah.
I think I should. I'll consider that by next time.
Then you come and see, I think it's called Mr. Kadenge. He'll download the app for you and then maybe you can do editing anywhere.
Oh, he'll download even the final cut?
Yeah, it's for you.
Oh, that sounds...
But the school doesn't provide, you just have to talk to him and he'll do the favor for you.
Okay, bye.
As we champion for women's rights, let's not forget about how men feel. Equality can only be achieved when both genders are satisfied. This has been our political episode on women and power. Thank you so much for watching the Information Galore program. I have been your host, Joanne Mwale. Remember the words of Geraldine Ferraro, some leaders are born women. Bye.